also known as the City of the Pious, is the third of the ancient royal cities in the 30-kilometer-long Kathmandu Valley in the Kingdom of Nepal. On both sides of Durbar Square are many precious art treasures. But the city is also fully functional and a car-free open-air museum. The medieval city derived from a fortress complex. Later, Bhaktapur was transformed into a city palace that eventually expanded into an entire district. Today, a huge pair of lions flank the entrance to the National Art Gallery, and there are images of Hanuman and Narasimha. Low-lying rooms and carved window frames date from the Malla period. The year of the origin of this Shikhara-style building is unknown. Durga Mandir was built with a tapering tower. Shikhara means mountain peak. The tower, with its bent construction, stands above the container with its much worshipped illustration. The building complex points in a southerly direction. Its facade blends in well with the square. Local inhabitants go about their daily chores amidst hordes of visitors from around the world. With 55 windows on its highest floor, this palace, built in 1697, is an impressive sight. This red-tiled building and its artistically designed wooden carvings was rebuilt in its original form. Sundoka, a gilded bronze ornamental gate, is one of the most beautiful and valuable in the world. It leads to the inner courts of the palace. Its many details form a magical unity. In the center is the multi-armed goddess Kali, Vishnu riding an animal, Garuda, and two nymphs. These figures are beautifully crafted. Whether monster or human, smiling or solemn, everything is bathed in a mystical aura. Tika is the name of the divine sign in the middle of the forehead. This familiar Indian symbol is used for humans and animals as both an adornment and religious symbol. Naga Pahari is a large royal bath in the northeast of the palace. It was built at the beginning of the 17th century. and is encircled by a snake-shaped balustrade. Its centre is dominated by a slender column. The scaly body of the snake wears a naga head. Snake deities are often depicted as a cobra, and sometimes also in half-human form with crowns and jewellery. The water here comes from the mountains through an 11-kilometre long canal. There's a gilded life-size statue of the famous Bhupatindra Malla. It is in reverent pose and dressed in the traditional clothing of the Mughals. Beside it, there is armour and a sword, and at the rear is a treble shield. Vatsala Devi Mandir is a temple with a square three-tiered base. This sacred building has a corridor set around a central Shikhara tower. The stairway is flanked by elephants and two fantastic horses. Beside the steps is the barking bell that is said to be able to fend off death. It was renewed by Bhupatindra Malla in the year 1721. As with Kali, the goddess Vatsala embodies the dark and threatening demeanour of the aloof Durga. She was once subdued by human sacrifice. Each morning during worship, the bell is rung. It usually makes the dogs in the vicinity bark. Yaksheshvara, a traditional pagoda, was built in 1460. Legend has it that King Yakshamala was ordered by the god Pashupati to build a temple. At the western end of Durbar Square is Dvarikanath Mandir. It is a replica of the Pashupatinath Temple in Kathmandu. Also known as Narayana in Nepal, at first Vishnu was worshipped. In his 8th incarnation as Vishnu, he was transformed into Krishna. At one time, the royal family watched processions from the Chiasili Narayana. In 1934, the pagoda was destroyed by an earthquake. The finest woodcarvers of Bhaktapur worked on its restoration. Their skill created a work of perfect harmony. threatening demeanor of the images at the entrance can be quite unnerving. Religion and mystique still play an important role in the life of the inhabitants of Bhaktapur. On a pedestal in front of the Vatsala temple is the Taleju bell. Bell casting was once a highly developed skill here, and many were exported during the time of the Malla. The Siddhi Mandir was constructed in around 1696, the final year of the reign of King Jitamitra Malla. The figures along the steps are quite extraordinary. They are set in pairs and connected by way of chains. On the left, the males, and on the right, the females. Of the Fasi Dega Mandir, only the foundations have remained. This once prominent building shines out, small and white. Elephants and various other mystical figures in a confusing variety of forms flank the steep steps of the Shiva temple. The oldest square in Bhaktapur is the Takapala Tole. This historic square is a tranquil place, and now badminton also takes place here. Beyond many a richly adorned facade, there's a hidden mystery. Whether splendid or modest, each statue has its own special significance. Dattatreya is a deity that originates from India. She unites Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. Her temple is located in the center of the city district. It was built in 1428 and is the oldest of the temple buildings. It was originally a city hall and communal meeting place. In the 15th century, Yakshamala divided his realm among his sons. Thus originated the three kingdoms of Kathmandu, Bhaktapur and Patan. Nepal's art is indelibly linked with religion. Thus, the inhabitants of this region don't think of it purely as art. The Old Town. The historic area of the city has many cafes, restaurants, guest houses and shops. From vegetables to clothing, these small stores stock almost everything. The colourful and intriguing display is a tempting sight for all who come here. Bhaktapur has been extensively restored and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Its water system has been extended, and numerous industrial concerns are now based here, a good source of income for the local inhabitants. Within the narrow lanes and tall dwellings, The temples were designed to stand out from their surroundings. Their multi-level roof design was ideal for this. The number of small temples, shrines and dwellings of the gods is many and complex. They can be found at each crossroads, in every courtyard and doorway. This city has also been immortalized in a movie. Bernardo Bertolucci's charming Little Buddha was filmed in Bhaktapur. The three kingdoms were also called the cities of the golden roofs. Until the middle of the 18th century, each competed for the most beautiful palaces and temples. Bhaktapur is also called Bad Gaon, or Rice Village. Its 60,000 inhabitants are mainly Newar farmers. Precious cloth in the most beautiful colors can be bought here. Nepal is not only a country of culture, but also a paradise for collectors of antiques and souvenirs. Both Buddhist and Hindu believe in the circle of reincarnation. Both seek enlightenment and eternal life in nirvana. A responsible life with many good deeds can improve the next life. The law of cause and effect is named karma. In their mystical religion, Hindus worship many gods. But they have one main belief: the divine cosmic power of the universe. Their gods embody the reincarnation of the primeval soul. Brahma is the creator, Vishnu the keeper, Shiva the destroyer and renewer. It is believed that the village was founded in the 9th century. The ancient trading route from India to Tibet travels through the almost car-free city. An earthquake in 1934 destroyed a large area of the former capital. Regal palaces, exquisite and mighty dwellings. Hundreds of ceramics are lined up to dry at the pottery market. For many inhabitants of the city, this is the main source of income. The material is kneaded by hand for quite some time. The large potter's wheels are at the ready. The black clay is very fine-grained and easy to work with. An assortment of pots and bowls are skillfully created at the potter's wheel. Household goods and decorative objects are produced at great speed. This is where the decoration and glazing is undertaken. After the drying process, the ceramics are dipped into a red dye. Next, the completed ceramics are burnt in a huge straw fire. In the autumn months, the square is used to dry out rice. Close to Potter's Square, there's a large number of goods for sale. They're manufactured at the rear, and at the front they're sold. Business Nepalese style. Kathmandu Square is located in the center of the city and is surrounded by Newar dwelling houses. Here there's the constant hustle and bustle of traders and passers-by. In 1717, Bhairava Mandir was donated by Bhupatindra Malla. The rectangular building secretes its deity on its upper floor. Fire once destroyed this temple. However, it was subsequently rebuilt. The striking appearance of the huge building stands out from its surroundings. Bhairav offers protection from demons. At New Year, his picture is carried in a procession through the city. The colourful procession travels through the city's steep and narrow streets. Its facade shines red and gold in the afternoon sun. In Bhaktapur, each stone emanates religion. Deities live everywhere. The standards, rights, duties and prohibitions of Hinduism are written into a religious civil statute book. They apply to each of Nepal's citizens. Untitled Mandir is over 30 meters high. 108 struts support its 5 roofs. A 5-level brick pedestal leads up to the actual temple. Its foundation is also formed by 5 platforms, of which the uppermost platform is always smaller than the lower one. This temple is dedicated to the goddess Siddhi Lakshmi. Downstairs sit 2 giants, Jaya and Pata. Then follow 2 elephants, 2 lions, 2 birds of prey, and 2 tantric goddesses. Each pair is believed to be stronger than the lower one, but all are exceeded in both power and strength by the goddess Siddhi Lakshmi. The 2 Rajputic heroes and famous catchers are reputedly 10 times as strong as mortal man. Hindu mystique is abundant with intriguing imagery, fascinating symbols, and rich ornamentation. For those interested in culture, the Kingdom of Nepal is a dream destination, and Bhaktapur is a truly atmospheric journey into a rich and golden past.